Hala Maroc. On the block with Hala Maroc is the hashtag. We're talking the breaks. VH1. We went to the premiere yesterday. We got someone with us. We got Ty with us too. For the love is the hashtag. Stay tuned.
I'm surrounded by darkness, surrounded by thoughtless.
Yo, that's ill!
Antoine Harris. Thank you for sitting with us.
Yes.
Yesterday was dope.
Thank you, man.
We were spoiled too. We had dinner and drinks.
Yeah.
It was a good time. We got to watch the breaks.
Yeah.
It was the premiere. Sway was hosting it. Shout out to Chuck Chill Out too, who's in the movie.
Great.
Legends. Let's talk about hip hop and like coming into this movie, how you had to prepare yourself.
Okay. Preparing myself for the role, I just kind of went back to like that period of 88 through 94, 95, which is probably the type of hip hop I listen to anyway. I'm saying a whole lot of Biggie, a whole lot of Pac, a whole lot of Jay, a whole lot of early Nas. You know, a whole lot of good lyricists with great timing and delivery. So it was a lot of fun going back to that time, and then seeing like the style and how people dressed, and you're saying that the swagger that people had, the originality people had. It was very easy to go back there. And then the movie being based in New York, it was like I'm a New Yorker. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a double blessing, triple blessing.
Now you play a rapper on the show, and he's kind of like a boss in the hood too. His name's Ahmed. On the show, we hear him as Ahmed.
Close. He was close.
Yes. Okay, so you play Ahmed. On the show, it's and he had a certain style to him that Mac Wilder's character was really intrigued by, and everyone else was really intrigued by. And I think to me it was like you had an interesting subject matter, and I know it's gonna all unfold because apparently you guys are trying to do a whole series.
Yes.
But tell us more. Like, let's dig into your character and his life.
Okay. Ahmed Harris is a cold, pragmatic, Brooklyn-bred kid.
But give us the juice though. No,
So the project was in Brooklyn?
Yes.
Which project was it?
He was in Fort Greene.
Oh,
He was
okay.
in Fort Greene.
Okay.
I guess that place hasn't changed much
No.
since 1990.
Right.
But he's a cold, pragmatic dude. He grew up in the game. His mom, tried to do her best by him, but his dad was gone. So his options were the streets or school. You come up with those type of situations. Most of the time, the people you're looking up to is the hustlers. He just kind of was looking up to the hustlers. He had no problem with violence, or very easy with violence. So the OGs kind of took him in. They made him an enforcer at a young age. When he got to a certain age, he started his own clique. So basically, while he's out here in the streets doing whatever he's doing, when he comes home, he raps. He finds solace in rapping. You know what I'm saying? That's his peace. That's his peace of mind.
escape.
Yeah, that's how he releases. So it's kind of like, I don't know if he was even thinking about becoming a rap star, you know what I'm saying? But
it was just his outlet to like escape or express themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so differences between you and your character. Are you a rapper in real life?
I'm not a rapper in real life. No, I'm not. I'm a songwriter.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. So did that help when you had to write all these? You wrote these raps. No.
Fonte Coleman wrote those raps.
Fonte Coleman.
Okay, yeah, he was at the screen last
Yes.
night.
Yes, he was. Okay.
Yeah, from Little Brother, Ninth Wonder, and all that. He's a problem.
Yeah.
Because it could have went two ways. Sometimes you see hip hop movies and the raps are kind of just like, man, you know what I'm saying?
Like Sway said, like it can make or break a show. Like this series gets kind of real too because all the characters are kind of going for something, and your integrity gets tested, and at least all the main characters. So where can we expect to grow?
Does he have a soft side?
Ooh,
who knows?
all these questions.
Who knows? Okay, where can we expect to grow? I feel like, is a genius. You know what I'm saying? He has a photographic memory. He doesn't speak much because he understands the value of his words. So he's just because he's doing what he's doing, I feel like he could be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. So the roof for is limitless. He just has to make sure that he doesn't get caught before.
Which he almost did.
Exactly. He might have. Who knows?
Might have. You actually don't know. Stay tuned. January 4th.
Yeah.
VH1. The breaks. So hopefully, he goes in the way of the art.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's one thing when you struggle and you trying to get somewhere and money talks.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's gonna be easy for to shed his ways, but I think he has a plan.
Yeah.
He has a vision.
So you just said money talks, and that was kind of touched on in the premiere too, like the fact of like payola and how that kind of goes down, and like how labels work, and a lot of like the inside stuff that people don't really know looking on the outside looking in. So you as a writer,
Yes.
have you experienced stuff like that?
Payola.
Where money talks.
Payola, I've never experienced. They say that that's something that happens so often, you know, back in the days. I believe now it happens in a different way.
Yeah.
And it probably just happens in the way of like marketing and branding and
Right.
how like you put my artist on here, then boom, boom,
Yeah.
okay.
Loopholes, yeah.
It's loopholes in the game. As a songwriter, I've been blessed and I've been lucky. Jermaine Dupree manages me on the songwriting side, so I haven't really had to deal with too many situations that I couldn't get myself out of. You know what I'm saying? I really just get this opportunity to go to the studio and write.
That's
and
awesome.
everything is good.
Is there like specific kind of songs you like to write, or you just flow?
I like R&B. I like hip hop. I can do pop as well though. So that's kind of just whatever mood I'm in, whatever situation I'm in. My writing came from poetry. I've always been a poet.
Okay.
Nikki Giovanni was one of my teachers in
Wow.
Virginia Tech. So she told me I reminded her of Pac, and she said I should be a rapper.
Really?
And then yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
And she's like best friends with Pac's mom. So when she
Wow.
said that, I was like, wow,
That's
this
beautiful.
is
Yeah,
crazy
that
from
is
you.
crazy.
She actually published me in my first in this poetry book of the 100 greatest African American poets.
Wow,
Wow.
congrats.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
How long ago was this?
3 years ago, source books. And so kind of when I came home, I was like, damn, how am I gonna get into the music industry? I don't have no connections, I don't have no contacts. I was like, let me just start writing, and hopefully things that happen. I don't know if you ever heard of a kid named Brandon Hines. He got signed to Epic Records. He went to Hampton.
Okay.
I wrote his whole project. You know, then I did work with Trey Songz, Day 26, Kenny Lattimore singles. Things just kind of
Hey.
continued to snowball for me. You
Yeah.
know, so
So how did you transition from that world to acting?
the whole time I'm doing
Both.
exactly because
Okay.
again with the acting thing, I didn't have any plan. I didn't know how to get from hey, I want to be an actor to being an actor. So
So did you start what, as like an extra, or how did this?
all that. I started modeling. I
Okay.
modeled first, and then I was signed to Boss Models, they're like the first male model agency with like male supermodels. That's actually the agency they were making fun of in Zoolander. That's why
Oh, okay.
they called it Balls Models. You know what I'm saying? I signed to Boss, and I was just getting me in rooms with people. And then when I was in rooms with people, it kind of
That's how you do it.
Exactly. It kind of parlayed to hey, you should start just doing extra work so you can kind of just see how the game works from this side of the camera. And then I was blessed on that side. I got to be an extra in Denzel films and Woody Harrelson films, and I just kind of got to see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And then from that, I went to do theater. I started doing theater, and when you know theater, you're not
Theater's
making no money.
the-
But that's the train. That
That is how you train, because that's real life. I feel like,
Yeah,
you know, there's no like,
yeah.
all right, cut, stop,
Yeah,
wait. No,
yeah.
it's now.
People pay their money and they sitting right in front of you.
Yes.
You know.
Absolutely.
Good situation.
So I just noticed you don't actually have the scar.
Nah, that's prosthetics.
Do we ever find out why or how, or is that just part of?
I mean,
We just gotta stay tuned.
you gotta stay tuned. I don't know if they go backwards to explain that, but I asked the writers and the directors that because usually when I approach a character, I try to make a biography. So
Right.
if it makes sense, you'll get like 4 lines explaining this person, but I try to like, hey, what would this person say about itself? So I had a whole bunch of questions that need to be answered. Steve Mann, the amazing director, he was good with answering them and helping me create the backstory. He told me that it was a bar fight. I was younger. I was in a bar fight. Somebody hit me in the face with a bottle, and that
Gotcha.
kind of probably.
Speaking of the scar, you know, we're gonna get into For the Love right now, and a lot of girls love bad guys. Why do you think that is?
I mean,
Speaking from Antoine and from
okay. Speaking from Antoine's perspective, I feel like a lot of I feel like girls with maybe younger mentalities may really like that, and they may be attracted to things that they don't want. But I feel like as a woman matures and she deals with those guys that you think is a so-called bad dude, because you could be a bad guy and you could still have great
Yeah,
qualities.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of bad guys who just battle across the
Bad.
board. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Exactly. So I think after dealing with a few of those, at some time they may start changing up their approach. But I feel like maybe girls are attracted to. Everybody's attracted to things you shouldn't have.
The excitement,
Yeah, the excitement
maybe.
of
The
it.
thrill.
Yeah, the thrill of it until the shit turns around on your ass. You know what I'm saying? But I think it has something to do with that. You know, the forbidden fruit, so to speak.
Makes sense. Now, also, like in the movie, just working with, you know, Nikki and Tristan and everyone else, who do you say was your favorite person to work with?
Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. Being honest, the person that I had most of my scenes with was Mac.
Yeah.
So he played DV, and I felt like even from the audition, the energy that we had was it was strong. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you're in a scene with another actor and they can support, you know how to play off each other and feed each other what you need to be the character.
Absolutely.
And I feel like he's very good at that. He's very focused, smart individual, great actor. So I would have to say him mainly because all my scenes were with him. But from an observer, because that was the first time I saw it as well yesterday with you guys. So
oh wow, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Y'all was screaming the whole time.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, you turned up.
It was wild.
Yes.
Because we didn't see anything. Like, imagine you shoot something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then you
It's the first time. Wow.
I know, it's so funny. Like, this is kind of off, but like our friend was an extra in the movie also.
Yes.
Let's talk about being legendary, right? Because there was a lot of legendary people yesterday, and a lot of legendary music that's on the show, and in the movie.
Yeah.
What do you? I mean, you just said balance, but what else does it take? And what's next for you?
In 2016, lovers.
Oh man, season 2 of Ballers.
Okay.
We're shooting at now.
Okay.
This.
Was that your first major role?
No, actually. Okay. So I did Power.
Okay.
I did Mysteries of Laura. I had a guest starring on that. I would say that was my first major role because I was a guest star for the first time.
Okay.
I got killed on Power. I was only supposed to be on one episode.
What?
50 in the last season. When 50 walked in the restaurant, and I'm like, you know where you at?
Oh yeah.
That was
Okay.
me.
My mom's the
You see
one.
those
who-
videos?
In the trunk? Yeah, that was me.
Oh, that's so. I was like, that's so sad. I've not seen it.
My mom still hate 50 to this day.
Yeah.
She like,
It's like, well, that
That's
wasn't
hard.
real.
yeah, it wasn't real, Mom.
Yeah, but it's so hard. It was vicious. I remember that.
But to answer your question, like, yes, I would say Ballers was probably like my first role where people got a chance to kind of see me move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in 5 episodes of that. You know, Power, I was in 2 episodes. Mysteries of Laura, I was in 1. Eye Candy, I was in 1. So everything kind of started snowballing for me last year. But I would definitely say that was my first big role. But The Breaks is my first lead role. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
this
saying?
is exciting.
Yeah,
This is really exciting.
I feel like the benchmark for success is the point that you stop realizing how much you're working.
Okay.
Like, I feel like people
Okay.
who continuously like, yo, today I'm putting in work. I'm doing this. Boom, boom, boom. The benchmark for success is the point that work becomes your habit.
This is just what you're doing.
This
This
is
is who
what
I
I'm
am.
happy doing it.
Yeah,
like,
this is what I do.
I love it.
This is the level. And then the point that you remove your competition. Like, we in a world where people feel like you have so much competition.
Yeah.
You absolutely have no competition besides yourself. So the point that you can get to the point where you can genuinely, continuously push yourself and be your toughest critic, success is sure to follow.
Do you feel like it's the age though that comes with that, like, or it's just a point of maturity?
I feel like, some people mature quicker. Some people mature slower. They say a man reaches the most successful man is usually in a window between 40 and 60. And they say that's because men reach that age of, it's called sexual transmutation. And it's the point where we think about sex so much. It's the point where some of our thoughts that were sex go
Transition
to things that matter. You know what I'm saying? Things
Well,
that
that's good.
Yeah.
It happens
It
eventually.
only takes half a century.
More than half a
But
lifetime.
we do get there.
We'll get to it.
All right, so The Breaks, January 4th. Check it out. We wanted to make 5 seasons. That's gonna be
It will,
awesome.
definitely. Speaking
Check
of
out his
seasons,
character. Mac Wiles is on it. Nikki
Jones.
Yeah.
A bunch of people.
With Harris.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my son. I told y'all that last night. Y'all follow the snap. I wrote my son in the snap. So make sure y'all see that, okay?
Good dude, man.
Now make sure
VH1.
you follow the hashtag on the block with Hala Maroc. Hashtag for the love. You got a hashtag?
No, I'm Antoine Harris. That's my Instagram. and Twitter.
@_TIY_. Yes.
At Hala Maroc.